Hey there friends, I hope that you are having a swell evening. I am doing a little bit of clipboard weaving. I found this great DIY tutorial and I'll put a link in the description box below so you can follow along with this wonderful tutorial by Emma. The first thing that you're going to want to do is make your warp. Now see, I didn't know that is what this is called, but you need a clipboard. You need to make your warp. This is achieved by whatever you're using for warp. Emma suggested twine, but I don't have any, so I just used a piece of yarn, and that's how I made this one here. And except for the paracording misstep here, I think it turned out pretty good. I didn't like the paracording, but oh well, you know, it's a big experiment. So wrap whatever you're using for your warp around the board and leave a tail when you first start wrapping. So wrap, now I'm doing 8 warp here. I think she did 10, and then you just flip it over and just knot it in the back. I'm using a tapestry needle because I had one. I kind of think that you could probably just do this with your fingers, but you might get a little bit of stretching. So tapestry needle and a little bit, this is a little bit of wool that I got from somewhere, I don't even remember now. And you're going to go under, over, under, over, under, pull through, leave this little tail here. Don't pull that all the way through, of course. All right, now that's our first little row of weaving. Next thing we're going to do is under, over, under, over. You can see how simple it is. But I'm going to show you a couple tricks so you don't get that, you know how sometimes when you're doing this you get that weird hourglass shape up here. I'll show you what Emma says to do about that. Alright, so there we go. And now we're on our third row. Do you hear Kronk in the background? He's talking to you. Alright, there we go. I love weaving, and I've been looking for easy tutorials because I've become very interested in fibers. I think fibers just really enhance you know, a piece of mixed media, or I love to use different kind of fibers on my gypsy bottles. Alright, we're almost finished with this. And there we go. Alright, we've got just a little more now. I'm going to leave that right here and leave that hanging down, okay? Let's go for our next row. Do some orange. Like I said, this is just what I have. So this is, I'm working with what I have on hand. I think that this would be such fun to do with like maybe ribbons. I did use a little bit of tatting and I did use a little bit of crochet in this one. But it's, again, I'm not really sure about that. I think it looks okay. But it's wonderful to just, you know, just experiment. Okay, now we're going to go from this side. Alright, now when I come back across, okay, now let's leave the tail right there. I'm going to show you how to, what Emma says to do to avoid the hourglass pull that you usually get right here when you're weaving. Alright, we are going to do our under, over at a diagonal. Okay, like that. Then Emma suggests pulling this just a little bit to make a hill, and then as you form your hill you sort of push down. Emma uses a fork. I don't have a fork upstairs, so I'm just using my fingers to achieve that. Again, I'm going to go at a diagonal. Uh-oh, I got this one caught too. Oh, I got that one caught like in the fiber of my warp. So let me take that out. reload our needle here. Here we go. There we go. Again, you know, go diagonally and then a hill and then kind of push down. Isn't it easy, y'all? I'm gonna be addicted, I can tell right now. It'll be 3 in the morning and I'll be sitting in here doing this. I'm kidding. I'm a sleeper, y'all. I'm vigilant about my sleep. I like to be sure that I'm getting 8 hours of rest tonight. I think that's important. Okay, now push this down again. Remember to leave your tail over here. All right, now you just keep going and you keep going and you make this just spectacular little bit of weaving. One more thing that I wanted to show you that I thought was super cool that Emma did was she made a tassel to go on her weaving. So what she did was took a few strands of yarn and she placed them under a couple of her warp threads. She pulled this up like that. And then we're going to take these 3 threads and loop them through. And then these 3 and loop them through. This is a little tricky, y'all. It took me several times to get this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, just give it a little tug. You're pulling on these 6 strings that you've got through here. And there you go. You've made a little tassel for it. Isn't that super cool? I just love it. Okay, all right, so I'm going to carry on with my weaving on my clipboard, and you guys try this. It's a lot of fun. It's just like kind of an over-under thing. There's just no way to mess it up unless you put paracording in it, and I wouldn't suggest that. Thanks for joining me, y'all, and I will see you soon. Take care.